St. Petersburg, Russia, is once again welcoming executives from leading companies, business people, and experts from more than 130 countries this year to develop contacts and forge new ties. What makes the forum unique and appealing is precisely the opportunity it offers for open dialogue on issues concerning entrepreneurs, industries, and entire nations. We are always open to those who are interested in working with our country and who are ready for equal, mutually beneficial cooperation. We are convinced that such an approach, listening to one another, understanding each side's interests, finding common solutions, and a harmonious path to development, offers the opportunity to respond to the serious challenges facing the modern world. We can see the turmoil the energy markets are experiencing, how tensions are being provoked in certain regions, primarily in the Middle East at this moment, and how Europe's short-sighted policies, coupled with aggressive rhetoric, are further weakening its position in the global economy. Moreover, it undermines regional and global security. In fact, the European elites are provoking chaos into which they are trying to drag more and more. More countries. These processes did not arise spontaneously. They resulted from an unprecedented structural transformation that the world has been undergoing over the past few decades. Moreover, this transformation is not merely a transition from one phase to another. Rather, it represents a fundamental shift in the global development paradigm that has been unfolding over decades. The global development model was built around a limited number of financial centers, technological solutions, insurance and logistics hubs, rating agencies, and reserve currencies. This structure was presented as universal, supposedly suitable for everyone, and above all, supposedly neutral. In reality, however, it was more and more often used as a tool for political pressure and unfair competition. Russia is experiencing these changes in full. Our country remains under pressure, but at the same time we now have greater room for maneuver. New partnerships have emerged, along with new financial and technological solutions. We are tapping into more promising markets. Thus, Russia views global changes not only as a threat, but also as enormous opportunities. In order to seize these opportunities, we strive to act swiftly and pragmatically. The world becomes a fairer place when more and more countries experience economic growth, when opportunities are available to the billions of people who were previously on the margins of the global economy. It is very important that these new growth centers want to determine their own development path, receive a larger share of the added value, as well as develop their own brands, standards, and expertise. For example, if we look at the trend in global GDP over the last 5 years, we see that BRICS countries accounted for almost half of its annual growth, 49%. The G7's share is estimated at 18%. For reference, I might add that with global economic growth averaging 4.1% annually in 2021 to 2025, 2% of that growth was contributed by the BRICS countries, and only 0.8% by the G7 countries. Currently, the BRICS share of global GDP at purchasing power parity stands at approximately 40%, whilst the G7 share is less than 29%. Overtook the G7 in this respect as early as 2020, and its lead is growing. Today, international trade is becoming more efficient. Direct deliveries are on the rise. Settlements in national currencies are becoming more common, and new trade corridors are opening up. In Eurasia, these are the North-South Transport Corridor, the Trans-Arctic Transport Route, as well as links via the Caspian Sea, Central Asia, the Black Sea, and the Far East. All these projects and logistics routes are tangible features of current and, importantly, future development. To illustrate how the global trading system is ceasing to be Western-centric, I would point out the following. Over the past 25 years, the BRICS countries' share of global trade in goods has more than doubled. Last year, the countries in our group accounted for almost a quarter of global exports. This figure continues to rise steadily, just as intra-BRICS trade is growing. It already exceeds $1 trillion a year.
Нашего объединения пришлось почти четверть мирового экспорта. А этот показатель продолжает расти неуклонно. Как растет и внутренний товарооборот БРИКС. Он уже превышает $1 триллион в год.